Terrence Williams. I want to talk to you and show you the trip that we had going from Venice to Rome in uh, August 19, 2023. We visited uh, Venice, had a great time there, and now we got on a bus and we decided that we were going to Rome. And it was a 9 hour trip, but the magnificence of the countryside was what impressed me so much that this particular video is just going to give you a glimpse of what I experienced, what I saw when we were traveling on the bus going to Rome. It is magnificent. It was a sight to see, and we were all through the hills and the mountains, the tunnels. It's just something that I wanted to show you. Has nothing to do with the cities, nothing to do with Rome or Venice or all of the splendor of those places. It was just on the road going there. And for me, the countryside was just something that just was so amazing that I wanted to share that with you. This map shows you going from Venice down through Rome, a 9 hour trip, but we went straight through the countryside, and it was so amazing. The bus trip from Venice to Rome was one of excitement and educational. Seeing the country of Venice from the an experience was an experience that will last a lifetime for me. The towns and the villages neatly nestled into the landscape. Some were backed up against large mountains, while others were planted in villages and like lilies growing in the fields. Each community had numerous church buildings, each elevated upon hills as if thought and design were seasoned to be visible to the, the visitors. Mother Nature never failed to play her part in the display of beauty and grandeur. All along the 9 hour trip, nature displayed its splendor with clouds rolling over the top of mountains, producing rain that splattered the bus window. Tunnels could be, thunder could be heard in a distance, and lightning lit up the sky. In one picture, and you will see this, in one picture, I was able to capture the lightning strike from the beginning to the end. And that was something that I really didn't know that I had did until I went back and started, previewing the flashes and the pictures that I was taking. And I was able to look at that and I saw the lightning starting. And then I saw the next picture with the lightning striking the ground. You will see that that was amazing. This particular trip reminded me of uh, the a movie that I saw, Von Ryan's Express. Von Ryan's Express, and it was a picture with Frank Sinatra, and they were uh, captive. Uh, they were Allies captives, and they were escaping from now Germany occupied country of Italy, and they hijacked the plane, a train, and you could see them going through these various tunnels in this particular on this particular train, and that reminded me of the many tunnels going into those mountains and coming out of those mountains. It just was a magnificent spectacle, and that's what they were doing, going to uh, trying to escape, going to Switzerland. And that reminded me of that. Von Ryan's Express is a wonderful movie. And I would invite any of you to Google it and just to see it. I went on the same, not maybe on the same route that they went, but I was in that same area. That's amazing to me. Look at the tunnels. This is just one picture of a tunnel, but there were many tunnels, and these tunnels, some of these tunnels was 5 miles long, 5 miles long, going into that mountain and coming out of that mountain. And it was not only the bus, if it was cars, and it was the train tracks all going into those mountains. That was the only way, really, that you could get from one place to the other. They literally built those tunnels straight through those particular mountains. Look at it, just a magnificent. And then along the way, you look up on a hill and you see a castle sitting atop of one of the hills, and that's beautiful. Here I tried to give you a video, but I was not able to get the video to play. But these there's about 4 or 5 videos that I took, and certainly it is showing you the magnificence of the countryside, and it's just amazing. But I could not get that to play. Look at the clouds in a distance, just making a statement just within themselves. And we're riding along. Look at the next picture of the clouds. Can you imagine living out there? You see the house, see the houses there, and you looking back in the back window, or you're looking in the backyard, and you're seeing those clouds coming over those mountains. I tell you, it is beautiful. Right here, you see, they have uh, the sun thing, whatever they talk, the satellites uh, that you put on top of the uh, up on the roofs. Now they just have them in the field. In fact, when I was coming back on Highway 10, coming from New Orleans, coming back to Jacksonville just last week, I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and I saw many fields that was just covered with those satellites. And I just thought to myself that Florida's doing something to capture all of that energy from the sun and then distribute it to the homes or whatever they were doing it for. Now, when I'm going through Europe, you saw those wind turbines, which is basically doing the same thing. Look at the cars coming through the tunnels, the hills there. Churches. This church is sitting up on top of a mountain. Now, I was able to see this church, I would say some 5 miles away. And it just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And then now we are right at that particular church sitting on that mountain. Look at the mountains and look at the clouds coming over the mountains. Just so beautiful. Look at this particular castle sitting back up on top of a hill, beautiful clouds in its background, mountains in the black background of that. And then look at the corn that is being planted down in the valley of it. Just so beautiful. Beautiful. And you're seeing that riding along. Look at that image. Just beautiful. Oh, this is the one with the strike. Now you can see right in the beginning there, it is starting. Look to your upper, I guess, my right and your left. Uh, you see the lightning began to strike, and then look at the next picture. You see the lightning going all the way down on the ground. I didn't know that I had did that until I actually looked at this particular picture. Look at the mountains, just beautiful, and this is all along the way, just not one section. As far as we rode going into these mountains, these tunnels, beautiful scenery such as that. Just look at that. Houses down in the valley, clouds coming over the mountains. It's just so beautiful. Another picture of that same church building. I decided to give you a view of the bus. This is the inside of the bus, and people are just riding and very hospitable, very easygoing, not a lot of noise. People are talking, but no lot of noise or anything like that. Going back out into the window. And all of these pictures are taken while I was just looking out the window and being amazed. Look at there, being amazed. It's almost like if you ever seen a King Kong, a King Kong movie where King Kong is back up in the mountains and you see the clouds coming over the mountains or what have you. That would make me think about stuff like that. Just again, looking and seeing all of the different things. I see my battery is running low, so I'm going to go on and hook up my power source here to make sure that I don't lose anything. Back to you. Okay, look at that. That is so magnificent to me. Just beautiful. Another video that will not play. This picture here is just coming out of Venice. We are just beginning to get on the road to go to Rome. And these are the pictures the scenery that we are seeing. Look at the trucks, the large trucks. Look how small the cabs are. Even though you may have the same length of the trailers, most of the vehicles over there are small like that. And then in the background, you see the train that is traveling. Still seeing the trucks sides of that. Look at the side of the hill, and then if you look down at the bottom, you will see the train tracks. And sometimes we were riding along just like there, and you see the train tracks right beside the road, and then they venture off and go into the mountains and go into the tunnels, things like that. Another train track right there. Mountains, beautiful pictures, mountains. It's just so magnificent. Now, this is a train. I don't know whether it's a train or a road, but you can see it's going right into that particular mountain. Just beautiful sceneries that just captivated me. And I just was taking pictures left and right because I wanted to capture that. Now, these houses here, they're still on the side of the mountain. I could just imagine living in a place like that. I think that would be so, so exciting, so wonderful to be able to do that. Now, I'm going to show you a few pictures of this scene right here. We are coming up on a valley that's on each side, that's down in the mountains. Mountain is on each side. And then look at the number of houses that are just right down in there. It's almost like if you had a great flood coming off of those mountains, it seemed like they would just wipe all of those houses away. But these people have built houses down in that valley on both sides of the mountains. That is just so beautiful to me. Look at that. And look all down that line, you can see it. Can you imagine living there? Oh, Lord. I just think that is so, so beautiful. This is we are on a bus, and you see the truck going in the opposite direction, coming out of that particular tunnel. Look at that. Mountains on each side, houses, communities down in that particular valley. I would love to live there. This is the bus going into the tunnel. This is the bus going into a tunnel. Now, the trip to Rome concluded with a car ride through the city. We came out of the country, and then we got into uh, brother and sister Valentine's car. They picked us up at the bus station, and then they toured us while we were going to Brother Ed's house. They took us by the Coliseum. They took us by Garibaldi, which was uh, one of the founders, one that was responsible for helping to create the government of Italy. And they took us to his statue, and his equestrian statue was overlooking the city of Rome. I mean, it was just so magnificent. And this is he right here, Garibaldi. It said that he was an Italian general. He was a patriot. He was a revolutionary. And then he was also a Republican. He contributed to the Italian unification and the creation of the Kingdom of Italy. This guy, and I am right there at his statue. Just amazing. This is his statue there. And you can see his statue, but if you look behind his statue, it just looks like there's an opening where there is an opening. And you can go to the edge of that, and overlooking that, you will see pretty much the whole picture of Rome just right down there in front of you. I did take videos of that, but naturally will not they will not show. These are angels, statues of angels that is right at the bridge, and this bridge is right close to another great building of Rome. It says Pasa di Popolo. That's the name of the building that these statues are at. But now these statues are right at a bridge, so you'll be going between those bridges. See, going between those statues, angel statues. Now this is not the bridge that has about six angels along it, which is one of the famous bridges. This is just one of the bridges of Rome. And then we went to the Colosseum. We went to the Colosseum. Now, when I say went to the Colosseum, we're still riding in the car. And so we are going by the Colosseum, still going to Rome, but Brother Valentine just diverted so that he could take us by the Colosseum. And so this is what we are doing. And naturally, I'm taking pictures. This is a picture that I pulled off on the of Google that shows the inside of the Colosseum. But I wanted to show you the inside of the Colosseum. You can see splatters of rain that are on the windows, but this is the Colosseum, and this is another beautiful picture. We are coming up on the Colosseum now, and people are just walking by, even in the rain. You see the raincoats. I mean, they're still walking and they're visiting and they're looking, taking pictures or what have you. Uh, they just mingling around, and you can actually walk all around it, and then you can actually go inside uh, as well. You can go inside of the Coliseum. I have seen people on the inside, just mingling around on the inside. I chose not to go on the inside when I actually walked. When you will see that when I walked to the Coliseum. But that's something that you can do if you really want to do that. The Arch of Constantine and the Colosseum, on one side, you're going to see the top of that arch, and then on the other side, you're going to see just a corner of the Colosseum. But I'm going to show you the Arch of Constantine. That's about almost 2,000 years old, but it's still standing there so magnificent and beautiful. And then I'm just taking pictures of the streets of Rome. Since we're riding in the car, I'm just snapping pictures of some of the street views of Rome. Now, this is just traveling to Brother Ed's house. Haven't even got started viewing Rome, This is just a trip going there, but I'm showing you this because not only did we go through those mountains, and then Brother Valentine picking us up, he and his wife picking us up at the airport, the bus station, excuse me. Uh, we had an opportunity to see Rome while we were traveling, going to Ed's house, and I did not lose the opportunity to take pictures while I was traveling. When you first get somewhere and you know it's a historic place, this is again top of the Arch of Constantine, and then now you're looking at it in a picture form, and again, almost 2,000 years old. This is one of the most uh, photographed statues or pictures or structure in Rome, and it sits right close to the Colosseum. So when you get to the Colosseum, you're really in the heart of the old government of Rome. In fact, I say the old government of Rome, but I'm going to show you Victor Emmanuel II, which is you look behind this picture, you're going to see his monument right there. I'm going to show you that, and then right behind that monument, which is the largest monument in Rome, right behind that monument is the seat of the capital, the government of Rome, because you have that's where the governor is. That's where he's housed, and that's where the government takes place. And so we are right in the government uh, buildings, offices of Rome. And all of this is sitting right in that same area. The old government and now the new government. And as we get into uh, viewing Rome, you're going to see more about that. This is another picture of the Ark of Constantine. Now, this building here, this is a museum, uh, Riargimento. That's what they called it. But it is a museum. It's a central museum. It was inaugurated in 1970 on the occasion of the centenary of the Roman capital, and it is located to the left of the Victorium. Now, the Victorium is just another name for Victor Emmanuel II, which is the first king of of Italy. And this is, I mean, I will show you if I can pull it back out of the way, pull these pictures out of the way. I will show you that particular monument of his. And I mean, it is, well, you will see it. You will see it because I have it on my screenshot page. So whenever I opened up my computer, that particular screenshot is right there. And I stumbled upon it by accident because I was walking by myself. I decided I was going to go to the Coliseum. And so I walked, it's about a 30 minutes walk from where we were living. I Googled it, Google mapped, and then I just started walking. And I walked, and then I turned a corner, and here is this magnificent monument of Victor Emmanuel II, the first uh, king of Rome, of Italy. And I was just so amazed of it. Took a picture of it. I went all around it, went up the stairs. There's a big old church right behind it. You will see that. And then I went up the next set of stairs, which was where the government was located. And then when you go to the back of that, where the government is located, when you just walk past it and go to the back, then you can overlook the old ruins of Rome, of the Roman government where they were housed and everything. It is just so magnificent. That concludes just the trip getting from Venice to Rome. Hope you enjoyed it. Please share it. Uh, please like it. Say, make comments about it or what have you, and then subscribe to my particular page. Uh, I just appreciate it so very, very much. The next time, I will start showing you of the sights, the things, and what I experienced while we were in Rome, visiting the Vatican, visiting St. Peter's Basilica, and all of the other things that we were privileged to enjoy in Rome. Again, thank you so much. Hope this has been something educational to you, been helpful to you, or just excited your interest. I think that would be a great thing also. Thank you so much. Have